listening to the Bloomberg Business Week podcast. Listen live each weekday starting at 2 p.m. Eastern on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app. You can also listen live on Amazon Alexa from our flagship New York station. Just say, Alexa, play Bloomberg 1130.
Let's get to another edition of Bloomberg Plugged In, your weekly look at EVs. And Tim, this week we're focusing on a crucial component of EVs we talk about a lot, and that is the battery.
Yeah, and we also talk a lot about the stuff that goes into lithium-ion batteries that power EVs. Lithium, of course, but also cobalt, nickel, and more. Some of what goes into batteries can be scarce, and then there are the environmental and human rights issues associated with mining some of these elements. Enter Solidion Technology. It's a newly public company that's focused on developing a more sustainable battery. Jaymes Winters is CEO of Solidion Technology. He joins us on Zoom from Dallas, Texas. Jaymes, good to have you with us this afternoon. So let's take a big step back and talk about your business. Have you successfully created a better battery?
Well, first of all, good afternoon, and thanks for the platform. I think where it begins at is, what is a battery supposed to be doing? A battery is supposed to be generating clean energy and displace all of the use of petroleum or hydrocarbons. Right now, a lot of the batteries, the components are actually putting more hydrocarbons to use in terms of mining, extracting, and if you look at the part of the anode, where the anode is right now, a lot of the synthetic is actually made out of petroleum coke. And what kind of sense does that make? A petroleum coke, you're making petroleum to make a battery.
Yeah.
So we want to use all natural.
Hey, Jaymes, before we go, you've only been a public company for a very short time here, but I do have to ask about a day like today where we're seeing the entire market sell off. You're certainly not immune to that. In fact, shares of your company down about 22% as we speak. Big picture, does a day like today make your job that much harder to go out and sell this idea to investors, sell it to customers?
It does provide some challenges. I would say that not just our company, but the entire sector, the EV infrastructure, the sector, the batteries, the cars, there's a real question as to is the adaptation a little bit ahead of its time?
Oh, yeah.
But that would be the bad news. The good news is we're coming in when we feel the adaptation will be spot on, and not the companies that came out earlier. I think that they're going to, they have probably faced some pretty big challenges economically and building these facilities at the height of inflation. I think our facilities will be built at a time in which the inflation is a little bit more under control, and we'll have somewhat of a competitive advantage, but it does present its challenges for investors.
Hey, Jaymes, one last question, 30 seconds. Where are you building those facilities?
I would say that we're looking at a number of different places. It makes sense right now for a lot of companies that are similarly situated to be based in the southeast part of the United States because of the excess utility grid and utility power. So we're looking around there. We should have something out that's more definitive in the near future.
All right, going to leave it there. Hey, Jaymes, thank you so much. Jaymes Winters is Chief Executive Officer of Solidion, joining us, Solidion Technology, that is, joining us on Zoom from Dallas, Texas.